Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a quick review and update real quick. I was in the process of putting, is my mic on? I was in the process of putting my designs on my nails. Finished my left hand here. So freaking cute. Hand drawn a couple of them, and then the rest I did the charms. But aren't they freaking cute? I love them. And on my right hand, as you can see, I pulled out the stamping again. And on my previous haul, I had got me the beauty set, which it was only a partial order when it was supposed to come with a full order with the plates, the polish, the scraper, the stamper, the extra stamping silicone thing here. But I only had gotten the, what is it, the stamping tool, this extra silicone thing, and the plates. I didn't get my my polishes. And I was still missing an item, which is the organizer for my stamping plates. So, but whatever, they had refunded me. They had refunded me, so I just went ahead and ordered me the stamping gel that was supposed to come with it. And this one is also from Beauty. I ordered it from Temu, and this is supposed to be the gel polish one. The other one that I got, which I messed with earlier again, the stamping polishes, it wasn't working for me still. I watched a couple more videos and I was still failing at it. It wasn't picking up. I tried cleaning my silicone tool. I tried buffing it. Still wasn't working. I tried leaving it overnight on a paper towel. Still wasn't doing that. So, and I washed it with warm water and soap. Let it air dry. Still wasn't doing that. Made sure the tool was clean using my thing here. Whatever it's called is not coming to me. It still wasn't working. Of course, trying to clean my plate. Still wasn't working. So I do not know how to use the stamping polish. However, I came across this, and they were gels, thicker gels, and so far it is working for me way better. As you can see, I played around with it earlier, and this is just from one scrape. And of course it is, it is gel, so it doesn't dry, so it just cures it. It is dry, so it just cures it. Oh my god, sometimes I can't speak. My bad. You have to cure it for it to be set in place. Of course, just like regular gel, except for these are more solid. They kind of remind me of that solid gel or whatever, the one that comes in a pallet, the Morta gel. But except for it was still light in color. It wasn't dark. And why are we crooked? One moment. Alrighty. I don't know what was going on with my angle there. So I wanted to give it a go again, but using the gel, stamping gel. Again, I got it from Temu. I forgot the price range that I got it for. I'll put it up when I get the chance. So it comes with these 8 colors, and they're pretty small. That's in black. Then we have deep sky blue, which I'm not going to open yet. They were kind of sticky when I opened them. I don't know if they were leaking. I did open the purple one. And of course, I opened the black already because I wanted to try it. Here's the red. Yeah, so far, it's the colors that I just stated. Jade green, juicy pink, shining golden, shining silver, white, and orange. I might use white too. So they came in individually wrapped like this. Oh, this is not sticky, but when I opened the purple one, it was kind of sticky. The black one wasn't. So it comes in these little tubes like that. Let me pull you back. There's my little hands. So it's slightly thin, small, but you don't need a lot. So yeah, I'm going to show you a couple examples. I had stamped the pumpkin earlier. So let's try. Let's try this bat. So I did also tried using regular gel polish since this was gel. And I went back to using my, I didn't try this one either, the gel art gels. Just like the regular gel polish, it was light. It wasn't dark. So using look at I'm about to say excuse me, allergies. So using this gel polish 2 things, it's probably a way to go. So with this, of course, I don't have to worry about it drying out. Even though when I worked quickly with my stamping polishes, it still wasn't working for me. It was not picking up or anything. It was not picking up, and it was so frustrating. I was wasting so much polish. So I'm a little pissed off at that. So with this, I can like get down and scrape the shit out of this plate without having to worry about, product lifting or whatever. It's just to clean the plate up a bit, because it will transfer onto the nail, of course, and you just don't want to have to do a lot of cleanup. So I find it easier cleaning it off of the plate first, of course, or trying to scrape as much as you can off. But this method so far is working for me. If you have any other tips and tricks that works for you and you think that it will work for me, please let me know. And voila. You see? And then getting this lint roller, just cleaning the area that you don't want on your nail, cleaning it off. Looks like I missed an ear, but it's okay. And then since it's clear, you can see where you're putting. Let me see if I can turn on this light. Come on. There you are. Crap. Come on. Hey, you can actually see, since it's clear, where you want to put the art, but let's see. There you go. And then you still have some residue, and it works out just fine. But I wouldn't put the second one on there just because it's just faded and I didn't clean up the plate well. Again, this still takes more practice, but I do a lot better with the gel tubes than I did with the polishes. I don't know. The stamping polish. I don't know what it is about that, but I'm ass with those. So I think I'm gonna try to match it with my left hand here, because this bat looks so freaking cute. I think I'll go ahead and for my right hand, I'll use some orange too. Should I? I don't know if I want to do. Sorry, I get distracted so easy. And look, you can still pick up some more. But it gets a little lighter and lighter and lighter, of course. Interesting. Lighter and lighter and lighter. I don't know if you can see that. See? But it is easier to clean as well. It doesn't stain my plates. I don't know. I probably need a spray bottle as well. And then I don't have to worry about this being stained on here as well. Then for this stamping tool, I just roll it off. So this works really well for me. So I'm going to go ahead and order more colors and play around with them more. But for my right hand, I want to get my hands done before I go back to my little Halloween project here, which is the Sam's, I don't know his name, Sam from Halloween Trick or Treat. I want to go back and hurry up and finish this. But my time is in a crunch. My birthday week is already starting. And I just want my nails done when I go out. Today I went out to dinner with my family with just my left hand done and my right hand was not done. But whatever, it is what it is. But I am going to do the Halloween theme on my right hand as well. So these are the two that came with it. And I think I'm going to do, I don't know. I want to do I want to try to do the same colors, but I don't know. It comes with this blue film, but be careful. It feels like I want to get a paper cut, or not a paper cut. Remove that. But here's this one. Cute, cute, cute. I want to use this Ghost. I thought I saw a Grim Reaper. Oh yeah. Look at this cute Grim Reaper here. So I might do maybe orange and black. Yeah, I think I'm going to do orange and black. Look at this cute freaking cat. I don't know, with cats, I like them to be in a purple background. So I might do one purple. I don't know. My fingers are always mismatched. I know I want some bats and pumpkins as well. So I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want to do a French or solid. Let me think, y'all. All right, I'm back. It took me a minute to see what I wanted. I didn't want to overdo myself. I'm already tired as is. I wanted to mainly try not to do any of my own artwork. That's the whole purpose of me buying the stamping. So I think I'm going to match, except for I'm going to do the opposite. So my thumb is going to be purple on the right, so on and so forth. The pattern would be the opposite. So instead of using the ombre method, I'm just going to go ahead and paint my paint on. I was going to do Frenchies too, but then I'm like, oh my God, that's going to take forever. Especially on my non-dominant dominant hand. And it's already late. And I just want my my nail art on already before my nails grow out, you know. So I don't want to make my life too complicated. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to stamp on the art. And just like my left hand is going to be pumpkins and cats. My two favorite symbols for Halloween when it comes to Halloween. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. I don't know if I should just talk as I'm doing it. It was supposed to be about my paranormal experiences. I had talked on the last one in regards of a couple of them that I dealt with. I just don't know I don't know where to start. So since I already stated what I was doing, let's talk about. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't take long. Let's see, because I want to hear your experiences too. It's kind of hard to talk about it when I'm just talking practically to myself. Hopefully, I'm in frame. Kind of hard to start where I want to start. I mean, I had some Ouija board experiences, which please do not play ever. Ouch. Like, ever, ever, ever. Do not touch the Ouija board ever in your lifetime. Don't even look at it. Don't even buy anything with it that involves with it. Even if you see it selling in the Spirit Halloween stores, which I don't know. Did you know that they had a tray, a serving tray, I guess, for drinks? And on the tray, it has the Ouija board on there. And I'm like, that's the most stupidest shit ever. Like, why would you want to do that? You're practically serving your guests, but at the same time you're moving. Oh my god, I had so much soda and caffeine today. I don't know how to. I'm so uncomfortable. So I had to bring it close to me because. Well, anyway, going back to that, Spirit Halloween, they sell serving trays for drinks. Oh no, I messed it up. They serve they serve serving trays for cups, and on the bottom of that serving tray, the artwork on there, it has the Ouija board symbol, the letters, the yes and no, goodbye, so on and so forth. So I'm like, why would you buy that? Because when you're moving the cup around, just moving the cup around in general, you can open a portal without even knowing it. So it's like, that's the most dumbest thing you can ever buy, in my opinion. They even sell Ouija board cups. I'm like, that's crazy, and how they just sell those things like a decoration. I don't think they should sell that. So I guess that's what I'm going to talk about. Ouija boards, my experience. And so my first experience started when I was in my teenage days, middle school. I mean, that's where it all begins, right? I feel like that's not dry enough. And my neighbor, she got us into it. We didn't know what it was, and then she introduced us to it, and she told us what it did. So that's when we started getting into it. I was in middle school. When we first started playing it, she introduced us. She had bought the real thing, and then it started from there. We played around with it, messed around with it, spoke to different entities. Just name it. We asked, you know. except for the death part. Of course, we didn't dare to do that or ask that, which is the stupidest thing that you would do, and you shouldn't do that. But it's real, guys. Like, if there's people out there that thinks it's not real or it's fake or there's somebody moving it, no, it is real. With my experiences, the stories that I had encountered or experienced with the Ouija board, it sounds so fake. I kept a lot of it to myself because it just sounds so unbelievable. But me and my sisters got really into it to where a lot of things started. We were inviting a lot of things, basically, in our homes without knowing it. Then we didn't know that we weren't closing the portals right. We were just, ending it there and not closing it and just leaving it or whatever. So, I mean, in my neighborhood where we grew up at, it was already haunted as is. There was a rumor stating that our whole apartment complex down to a certain area. I forgot how many feet, but apparently it was supposed to be a cemetery where I lived. We tried searching for it via Google and everything, but nothing pops up. But my in-laws stated that it used to be a huge cemetery from where I used to live at and where they lived at. It used to be a stretch, like a big ass cemetery. Until this day, there's still tombstones that they use for stepping stones. Like there's like little bricks of names and dates of when that person passed or whatever. So it's still there on the property. If you look closely, they're still there. But apparently, um, from where I used to live and where my in-laws live, and further down more down the street, it used to be a huge cemetery. So that's another story in itself. So when we played the Ouija board, I think that stirred it up quite a bit and opened unnecessary portals that was already there. And I'm not in frame. So that's a whole nother story in itself. So with the Ouija board experiences, we played with the wrong thing, opened the wrong portal, spoke to the wrong entity, and after we found out how serious it was, we were like, okay, we need to stop. We need to stop messing with it as soon as possible, like immediately. Alrighty, I am back, and I had to go back to look at the video on what I was talking about because it's been, I don't know, a week already. My bad, y'all. I just need to get my shit together. Anyway, let's go straight to it. So, back to where I was talking about. In this case, is the Ouija board. We wanted to have our own board. We wanted to have our own board, and we didn't want to, make it ourselves, with the typical paper and rings, right? So we begged our mom to buy us one, and we told her what it is. And I mentioned my mom, how my mom is in the other video. Although she had experienced a lot of poltergeists paranormal activity, whatever, when she was growing up, um, she was still skeptical about this. She was still skeptical about just the paranormal stuff in general, even though she experienced it herself. I guess that's her way of coping with it, I guess. So she's just trying to find like some sort of excuse. I mean, this is someone who we had. This is someone that laughed at a leveled cup on a counter, on a kitchen counter. It was moving all around on its own, and she was laughing at it because my older sister, she was washing dishes at the time, and she had placed the cup on the counter, and there was some water on the counter, and it was just moving back and forth all around. And then my sister was like screaming and hollering because it was moving all around because she was in shock, and my mom was just laughing and stating that it was just a cup gliding on a counter with water. I mean, it was like nonstop gliding. Nonstop gliding. There is no way that there was little to no water on that counter, and it was gliding everywhere. So that's the type of person my mom is. She just want to find everything, every excuse. Although we had experienced so many paranormal activities in where we used to live at, um, but we begged her to get us a board, and I can't remember the particular store. I want to say Kmart. We had a Kmart at the time in that area. I miss Kmart, y'all. That's how old I am. Okay. Um, we had Kmart. I want to say it was Kmart. We begged her to go get us a board, and they had, well, at the time they had sold it everywhere in all these stores, and we were looking for it. Aisle top, even in the game aisle, we couldn't locate it. So we're like, where the hell is it? We were looking in the game aisle, the aisles next to the games, because it's considered a game. So it's considered a board game. And we're like, man, we can't find it. We just give up, right? I guess it's not meant for us to buy one. And I shit you not. I shit you not. As we were looking for it, we were looking for somebody to, an employee over there, to see if they can help us find it. As we were looking for the employee, our backs are turned against the toy aisle, the board game aisle. We just heard a slide across the aisle. It literally slid across the aisle, or we heard something slid across the aisle. Nobody was at the aisle at the time. No other workers were there in that area at the time. And as we turned around, there it was, the Ouija board, just sitting in the middle of the aisle. I remember this vividly. Okay, vividly. And I was, like I said, um, we were in middle school. So I was in middle school at the time. Um, seventh grade or so. And what's freaking crazy is I remember me, my older sister, and my older brother there. I can't remember if the one after me, my younger sister, the one after me, was there, and my mom was there. And I asked my older sister if she remembered that, and she stated no. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes I feel like I have some sort of, I don't know, in a different universe or something. I don't freaking know. I would remember um the experience. So it happened. Okay, it happened. So for them to not remember that it happened, it just makes me wonder, like, are you blocking it off or something? And they all always say, probably because they were just traumatized. And yeah, we were traumatized that happened, because when that board was sitting right there in the middle of the aisle, we grabbed it. Me and my older brother grabbed it, and we're like, hey, can we, get it? It's here. My mom said no. She said nope. And I guess from that day on, she believed it. Never talked about it again. Never talked about buying it again. She just straight said no. And we opened the board. It was opened already. It wasn't wrapped. I remember we opened it, and the planchette, is that what you call it? Panchet or planchette, the little arrow thing that comes on with it that is used to for the spirit to talk to you or whatever. It was pointing to our left, and when we looked on our left, and there it was, all the rest of the Ouija board boards, the games, that it was on the lower shelf, like hidden away. And we went and we put it back. We're like, oh man, we can't get it. And we didn't think nothing really too much of it on how it slid, what slid it over. You know what I mean? We looked around, there was no other people there. There's no employees over there. My mom said no, put it back. And I'm like, I really never thought too deep about that day until later in my life. And that was one incident. And then, so since we couldn't buy the board or whatever, we continued on, making it ourselves, whether it's on a cardboard box or a plain piece of white paper. We made it on there. So as we continued to play around with it, we got so into it. I remember playing it for freaking like 2 years straight, basically in my middle school time, 7th and 8th grade. I was playing it like daily, asking random questions, how were its day and stuff like that, asking what did it think about our day and so forth, and it would give us an answer. Asking for the names and stuff, and yeah, it would give us specific names or weird names. We would speak to the same entity a couple of times. And now those names, I kind of like wiped that out of my brain because it kind of traumatized me so much. So I kind of wiped out the names. I kind of vaguely remember the names on the ones that we continue to talk to. There was this one incident where we had spoke to one, and we're like, you know what? Let's ask a different question. What is our cousin doing at the moment? What is he doing now? When is he going to come over? When we're going to see him? Right. And it stated that he was writing down a music or a poem or so. I believe it was a music, some music. He was trying to create some music or whatever. And we're like, what? Is that what he's doing? And then we're like, okay, when are we gonna see him today? And it stated, in a couple minutes or now, something like that. But whatever the case, we had saw our cousin at the moment. And then we're like, oh, what the hell? He's here, and then we asked it, what should we ask him to make us believe that you're real? And then it said, hey, were you writing some music before you came? It stated us to ask him that. So we did. And our cousin said, yeah, how did you know that? And then he saw that we were playing that, and he was like, you guys better stay away from that and stop playing with that. That was another incident. Another incident was, this one was a little, this was the draw that made me, this was the line that made me stop playing with it completely. I think I was playing it too much to where I was connecting to it like in a more spiritual level. Like it was like literally feeding off me type of deal. Because when we played it at school. I was playing it around my friends because they too didn't believe me that it was real. So I remember taking it to school and getting them to play it. And um, one of my acquaintance at the time, she had a cross on, and something told me that she needed to take that cross off before we play. So, because whenever she's around and we play it and she has the cross on, the ring wouldn't move. It wouldn't move at all. It would be stagnant. Um, so something had told me that she needed to take that off. So when she took it off, then the Ouija board was able to move again, and so on and so forth. And then one time it even stated the cross needed to be off her neck for it to play, or for it to continue to answer questions. And she didn't believe me, and she was like, "You just want me to take the cross off?" I'm like, "I'm not. We're not moving the ring at all. It's moving on its own. So if you want to continue to play, you have to move. You have to remove the cross." So every time she's around, we have to remove the cross and or hide the cross out of the Ouija board's sight. So that was another incident. But back to where I was saying that I stopped completely because of that situation was um I kind of have chills just thinking about it right now. But I was so connected with that board to where this is where it sounds crazy and this is where it sounds unbelievable. Whatever letter that I looked at, the ring moved to it. But it can only be moved when our fingers are touching the ring. We're touching the ring. If not, I wouldn't be able to have it move to a certain letter. And no, I was not moving the ring physically. Okay. I was moving it, I guess, is that the word that telepathically, where you move objects, things, with your mind? Is it telekinesis? I don't know. One of the words. But I was moving it with my mind. Okay. So I was able to once we, did the ritual, opening the portal or whatever, um so it wouldn't sometimes we wouldn't get no one. Okay. We wouldn't get nobody on the other side. And it would be quiet. We would literally um do the portal, open the portal, and sometimes the ring wouldn't move at all. But in those cases, what's weird is that's when I was able to move the ring with my mind, as long as um, our hands were on the ring. And I would scare my friends, spelling, saying certain sentences, scaring them on what their favorite color was and stuff like that, or, calling them names and stuff like that. And I know it sounds like I'm moving the ring physically, but I promise you, that's why I don't really talk about it, because people would just look at me and say, "You just literally moved the ring." No, I did it. I did. That's when I was like, I did it multiple times. I did it multiple times where I just stared at a letter, even the yes, no, the numbers, whatever. It moved, and it would spell it out, whatever I wanted to spell out. And later on, as I kept doing it, I was like, this can't be good. This can't be good that I'm able to connect it like connected in a way. And I believe one time, my hands wasn't even on the damn ring. I think I did it one time, if I remember correctly. My hands wasn't even on the ring, and they were my friends. I was just watching my friends play it, and I was able to move it then, and without even touching the ring, without sharing my energy, on that ring or whatever. But most of the time, my hands had to be on the ring itself for it to move wherever that I wanted to move. And it just sounds so stupid as I'm saying it. But I promise you, I did not move the ring physically. I moved it with my mind. So when I found out later, when I was like thinking about it thoroughly, I'm like, man, that cannot be good. Everything in our household, in our apartment complex, got worse. Okay, there was a lot more poltergeist activity that happened. Ever since we played with the board, we started seeing this one entity so often. That's another story in itself. She comes around all the time, scares me all the time. So we started seeing her vividly, like right in front of your eyes, all the time. And I need to cleanse my room after talking about this, especially. It just gotten worse. And going off topic for a little bit, when I started talking about this, I didn't cleanse my apartment right away. So, right when I talked about it, my youngest, he stated that he didn't want me to talk about it because he started having some experiences. He had was downstairs one night after I posted my first video talking about the shadow people and everything. Was it this video? I didn't look at the I believe this video. Sorry, this is like a whole week or so after I'm recording this at the moment. So my bad if I get it wrong. Whatever that I talked about, oh, the doll that I talked about in the first video, he started having experiences and stuff like that. And he heard somebody whispered to him and he ran upstairs, all the way upstairs. And he told me the next day that if I can stop talking about it because we're manifesting it and stuff. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong or whatever. So I have to go and make sure I cleanse right away. So I did that for him. I cleansed it for him and he feels better. So as I'm talking about this now, I got to go back and cleanse everything again. I should be talking whenever I talk about this, I should talk about it outside. But yes, if you're thinking about buying a Ouija board, please don't. It is not a game. It's real. So those were my experiences with the Ouija board. I stopped completely because I didn't realize the severity of it when I was able to move the ring with my mind. So that tells me alone that it was like feeding the shit off of me. Growing up, I was never a, a happy person. I grew up miserable. I just I was basically the black sheep. Okay. I didn't fit in with nobody. I didn't fit in anywhere. Nobody understood me. I was always misunderstood. So naturally, I guess I just went into these types of deals. I fell into these dark interests. Um, but not all of it is bad. It did make me spiritually open. It did make me spiritually aware and spiritually evolve, making me go into learning astrology and numerology. Of course, that is another topic that I need to work on. I have another channel that I post stuff about astrology, which I haven't lately. But I did have a strong calling on doing another reading for some reason. Whenever I have a strong calling on just doing a reading, I just stop whatever I'm doing at the moment and do a quick read on it. And lately I've been having a strong need to do another tarot reading. That will be on my other YouTube channel. I should put in the link. But yeah, I like to do multiple things. If you haven't known already, I like to do multiple things, to a low carb eating, to nails, to tarot reading. Low carb eating is another thing that I need to, get back into. My health hasn't been very well. So that's another thing that I try to post here and there or share here and there. Not everybody share the same lifestyles. And I respect that. And it needs to be respected as well. So that's why I post like multiple things. I'm not sure if I want to bring my astrology channel and just merge it into as one, because it does get tiring. It does get tiring having to post here, having to post there, having to post, all over the place. That's what happened with my low carb. This specifically was supposed to be a low carb channel with my random video vlogs, and then it became nails because I love doing nails. I just started incorporating nails, but yes, that so far that's what got me to stop playing with the Ouija board, was when I was becoming part of it and it was becoming part of me. And that was a no joke. And that's something that you don't want to experience. I thought it was like fun and games at first, but then as I thought about it, I noticed the hauntings were even more. It became like, more physical, to where I would get teeth marks, bruises on my body. I wouldn't say too many scratches, like maybe here and there scratches, but it wasn't the usual three. So I can't really say that, but bruises and teeth marks I had. It started to get worse on that. I started to see more shadow people. I started to see more of that entity. I started to see more of that little girl ghost. So I stopped, and that's when I stopped. And then when I hit high school, never touched another, or never drew out another board again. Never. And I wanted to make a nail set of the Ouija board with the planchette and everything, but I'm like, you are so stupid to think of that. So I was like, no. I mean, there were so many designs that I'm like, oh, I could make that, for somebody who don't believe in it. Maybe this is a good idea for them. If they don't believe in it, no, please. Nothing with the Ouija board. No decoration, no cups, no nothing. It's real. Okay? It's real. So that's my little story on the Ouija board, and my little experiences on the Ouija board. So, yes. And I have 6 minutes of, a little over, but this is what I have so far on my right hand for my birthday nail. And I'm looking, I am tired of trying to hide my face. Is in a bad angle, but I'm trying with these stamps, y'all. It's just so freaking hard to do. It's really hard to do. I try my best to do with the polishes, and I was advised that um, the lamp was even drying it out. I didn't know the lamp could dry it out. So I got so frustrated and I stopped using it. So I felt that using this gel polish is a little more easier for me because I don't have to worry about drying and hurrying up on having to pick it up before it dries out. And this was the best one I've done with the cat. And I love this design. This one I actually felt like I did it perfectly. So I really like the cat, and I'm placing it on my middle finger on my right hand. I placed it there and it came out so well. I was proud of it. You can see it in my video as I showing my hand signals, but I had to do a voiceover because my husband was already, in the room and he was already trying to go to bed. So I just decided to just try to finish it off this way. So I'm going to speed it up to cut it a little bit more because I can't start another story before it ends, really fast. But look at that cat. Look how nice it came out. I have another mini haul that I wanted to do. And you see how I'm cleaning it off my fingernails because the gel kind of, makes it a little messy. So it's kind of hard to clean the residue off. You can't really see it on my nails there, but when you look at it, you can see the residue from the excess gel that I didn't clean off properly or can't clean off with my that sticky thing, the lint roller. So I had bought those little mini skinny Q-tip looking things to clean the nails with. So I might try it again, but use that um, thin Q-tip looking thing to clean off the excess nail. I think that will work great on this. But so far, this is my video that I've been, slacking off on posting. This is my part 2 of my birthday nails. Already, what day is it? It is Friday the 10th, and my bad. It's just been so crazy and hectic with job and life and everything to where, I haven't been in the mood. If I'm not in the mood, I'm tired as shit to want to post anything. And I'm falling behind on this October thing. I still have to finish the Sam's nail project thing. But yes, right there, that's a little bat that I stamped on. A little messy. I wanted to add some more, like some more designs in the background, like some squiggly lines or circle lines or whatever, some dots, but I was just so tired. I think I finished this nails, my right hand. We came back. We came back from doing something. I can't remember what it is. I believe I mentioned it. Maybe we did. I can't remember. But it was already late and I was just so exhausted and tired already. But I decided to do the same colors on my right hand, the purple and orange, matted it, and that was it. And so far I'm liking this gel stamping um, polishes over the stamping polishes. Way better than stamping polish. It works so well with me. I need so much more practice on my stamping polishes. So far, the gel one works better for me. I want to get better with the stamping polishes. I need to do it off camera though because I would be there forever trying to figure it out. And so I was told by one of my subscribers that the lamp could be drying it out as well. So I'm going to do it off camera without my lights on to see if that works for me, and need to be more quicker. I just feel so much more pressure on that one rather than these ones, the gel ones. But yes. And these are my complete birthday set nails, and I apologize if I took forever. Just life is just crazy for me. But that is basically all I did. And my nails are already growing out already. And I need another feel. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm falling so behind. But I'm not going to do no fields yet. I gotta focus on finishing the Sams, and maybe do some shorts on, you know, on how to's, on how I hand draw little Halloween characters, the typical things you see in a Halloween, like the pumpkins, the cats, the spiders, and so on. But I don't even know about that. I just probably want to focus on trying to finish my Sam nail design, maybe do another one. Who knows? It's just trying to get everything together. It's just a little difficult. But I will work on that. And for those that made it this far, I really, really appreciate you. If you can please leave me a pumpkin to indicate that you had watched it all, I really appreciate it. And I really thank you for sitting down listening to my experiences, even though it sounds so crazy and fake. I appreciate you sitting here and listening and watching it through. That means a lot to me. And again, after this video, I don't know if I want to do my mini haul from Temu or go straight to working on Sam's, but the Sam nail, and finish it off. But yes, again, if you made it this far, please leave a little pumpkin to indicate that you had made it this far. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.